And also, probably like tomorrow we'll be working on integrating Kafka. Okay, so like we have like two types of communication, like right, synchronous and asynchronous communication types, right? So like if you take a synchronous means, for example, it just think about live session, right? So currently, whatever I'm telling, you guys are listening, right? So this is actually synchronous communication. Now, what about asynchronous communication means? For example, if you are not attending any live session, what are you doing is like in your free time, you can actually watch my recording, right? So whenever is possible, you can listen to it, right? So that is actually called as asynchronous communication. Okay, so sender and receiver both the time they are communicating means it's synchronous. And asynchronous means, okay, sender will actually send the message, and receiver can receive whenever is like whenever he want, right? So like when it comes to Kafka and Zookeeper, the technology is like the sender is keep on sending the messages, and the receiver can receive it, just like Zomato, Swiggy, or Uber also, right? So what will happen is like I want to book the cab. So what I will do, I will open my mobile and I will just try to search. Like as a sender, I will be keep on sending. Like I want to book the cab, right? So first it will take me the nearest one. Like it will be keep on sending. If receiver is interested, he will take it. If not, it will move to a different person, right? So that is actually Kafka. Like we will be integrating Kafka with microservices. So that is also like a interesting topic. So that is also I will cover. Yes. Uh, okay. So last class we had a little bit of I mean we were connected to different meeting, and I don't know how much you understand yesterday. So now let me tell you what we have done yesterday. Mm. Let me open the Word file. Okay. See, yesterday what we did is we did like config server, and we have a config client. Okay, server and config client. So this config server is mainly is connected to your GitHub. So what I did is, if you remember the last class, what we did is we created a config server, and what we did is I took the GitHub, and what I did is I committed a few data, right? For example, there was like QA server was there, dev server was there. That is what we did. Then config client is there. So this config client is actually depends upon the config server. Okay. So in through config client, so config client have the address of the config server, which mean in the config client, in the config client, we have to define the port of the config server. Okay, define port of the config server. Okay, so now, okay, so first is config server. What we did in config server, we have a application properties, correct? So in the application properties, as you see that I have added a folder. It's mainly a Git folder. So what I did is I did the like Git init, Git commit, and all I have done, right? So and the port number you see like 8888. Okay, this is the port number. This is what a config server. In config server, So basically, I created a Git repo. In the Git repo, I've added certain properties such as dev properties, QA properties like that I have added. Okay. Next is client config client. So this config client is depends upon the config server, right? So what I did is I mentioned that this particular client, which is a config client, is connected to the config server. Okay, config server is running in. Okay, let me mention that config server is running in 8888 port, right? So 8888 port. Okay, and config client was there. So this is 8080 is the port number config client. So config client is depends upon the config server. Okay. So that is the reason in config client we mentioned that 8888 is the port number. Okay. Okay. So now first let me run the config server. This will run on. Let's do one thing because we are using Eclipse, right? The problem with the Eclipse is I I had certain issues because in between this Eclipse is breaking because of I have to run like multiple services, right? So my Eclipse is not able to handle, right? So what we will do that both configure client server I will open in the IntelliJ. Okay, so this I will close for now. Mm, let me open this IntelliJ. I will use IntelliJ for the microservices. Okay, so now in IntelliJ, how to open any project? Okay, so the first one is what? The first one is client server. Okay, a config server. Let me open it. Here I will click on open and I'll just paste the path. Config server and select folder. Eclipse project or Maven project. Maven project I will give. Trust project I will give. Great. So now you can see that config server I imported, right? So now how to run it? Just wait. It's importing. So just like in Eclipse, how it will Maven dependencies get downloaded, right? Similarly in IntelliJ also, like here in the blue color screen, you can see it. Okay, so now we imported it. Now how to run this config server? To run the config server, click on current file, edit configurations, add new application. So in the application, I have to mention what is the name. Which one I have to run? First one is config server, right? Which is like config server, and the main class I have to define. Okay, config server application is the main class. Then you can give apply and OK. Then you can see that we have a run button, right? Click on the run button. Yeah, it started. So as I told you that the config server will have the path for the Git repository. Okay, so that is what is mentioned here. Git repository path will be there. Okay, so next we have to run the config client, right? So let me open the config client. This is the config client, and let me copy the path. Then what I will do, I will run in a different tab. New, sorry, open, and I will just give the path for the config client. then select folder, Maven project, and OK. So I will give new window. Okay, in one window config server is running, and in another one config client is running. Okay, we just need to wait until the Maven download certain dependencies. Okay, completed. Now we have to run the config client, right? So edit, add new application. This is what? This is config client. Config client. So here application and apply and OK. Okay, so now we have to run the play button to run the config client. Okay, it got started. Both the client and server got started. So in client, what we done is, as I told you that the client will have the path of the server. Okay, and we have added a controller. So this controller, right? We have to hit this service slash limits, right? Okay. So now let me open the Postman. Okay. See now what will happen. Uh, see, first is like 8080 limits we have. And when I click it, okay. Now what we did is we have hard coded minimum and maximum, right? Minimum is 3 and maximum is 997. You see that in the application properties. See minimum and maximum I have hard coded, right? Okay. But but let's see now what will happen. We have a server, right, which is running in 8888, right? Now here, if I click on send here, see what is happening is I'm getting like development properties. If I pass development properties, I will get development properties. If I change to QA, if I click send, you see that see the profile is changed to QA. I'm getting QA properties, right? So now why we have to use the config server and why we have to use the config client? Okay, so I have given the theory. Okay, I have given the theory. So see here. So the first one is config server, right? Why we have to use the config server? The config server provides the centralized configuration management for all the microservices. Instead of each service is maintaining its own configuration file, configurations are stored in a central Git repository and accessed through config server. So what they're telling is, see, when we have like multiple microservices, right? Like it is very difficult to maintain the configuration file in each server. Okay, let's say you have like 10 microservices. In 10 microservices, 10 configuration files will come, right? It's very, very hard. If you want to change something, you have to go to that particular individual microservices, then you have to change it. Okay, that is very hectic task. So due to that, what are we doing is we are actually maintaining a config server. So in the config server, I will store all the configurations of all the microservices. So let's say if I want the dev environment, if I pass dev, I will get the dev properties. Let's say if I pass QA, I will get a QA properties, right? So what I'm doing is in the configuration server means for all microservices, the configuration files I will be maintaining in the config server. Okay. So that is what config server. So config server, I told you the Git repository path will be there, right? Because that is what we done in the config server. There will be always a path for the Git repository. Okay, whenever you do the Git commit, so whatever the properties you committing in the Git server, that you can access through server. Okay. Okay. Now what about like config client? A config client is a microservice that retrieves the configuration from the config server during the startup. This allows services to maintain consistent configuration across the environment. So this is just like a config client is depends upon the config server to get the properties from the config server. Okay. So this two we have completed, config server and config client. So in config server, whatever the property you want to access, whether you want to pass it like dev property or QA property, you can get the details. Okay, that is what we have done in the last session. Please revisit a previous session. There, what we did is we have added the property files. I did the git commit and all, then I'm able to access through the gits, yeah, the config server. Okay. So okay, so till now what we have completed, what we completed is config server. In the config server, like instead of maintaining the configuration file in different servers, what we do is we maintaining a single repo. Okay, that's what I have completed till now. Okay. Okay, now what is the agenda for today? So today I will actually create a microservice. Okay, I will be creating a microservice. So today we will understand how to call from one server to another server. Okay, so first I will create currency currency exchange currency exchange and currency conversion. Okay, currency exchange and currency conversion. I will create two microservices. Okay, very interesting topic. So first I will create a currency exchange service. I will explain to you how to call from one microservices to another. Okay. So now what we will do is for currency exchange, it will run in the port 8000. Okay. So currency exchange will run in the port 8000. So next we have currency conversion. So this currency conversion, it will run in the port number. Uh, you can either call with, okay, 8000 Okay, currency conversion, currency exchange and currency conversion. So these two services I will create. Okay, then I will explain to you how you can call from one microservice to another microservices. Okay. So see, I will be keep on doing the configurations. So in any point of time, if you not understand anything, please feel free to ask. Okay. In currency exchange, see, it's up to you. You can use MySQL, or there is one more called as H2 database. Okay, because since we have used MySQL, I will use H2 database. Okay, so this I will use. Okay, then in currency conversion, I will make a call to currency exchange. Okay, so that is what we will do now. Okay, first let me create a currency exchange. So for that, what we need to do, we have to go to the Spring initializer, right? So I will go to the Spring initializer, Spring initializer. Okay, Java, Maven. Okay, Java, Maven. So let me add the dependencies. So dependencies I have to add. So the first one is I wanted to add a Spring, right? So I will add a web, Spring web. Okay. So the second dependency have to add, I have to add JPA. I have to add JPA. So next is like H2 database. H2 database. So for H2 database, you don't have to install like in my MySQL server. What you did is you have uh, like downloaded my MySQL server. You have installed server and all, right? But H2 database, you don't need to download separately and all. Okay, you can open through the browser. That is a good thing. Okay. So next is uh, I will add a client because it's a microservice, right? It's a client, correct? So I will add a client. Okay, client. So this time I will add something like Eureka Discovery Client. I will come to this why I will be creating this Eureka only. Okay, so Eureka is basically a Netflix. Is there, right? You know Netflix company, right? So their product will be using Eureka client. And also, I will explain to you, we will be using discovery service and discovery client. I will explain to you this concept. So once we, I mean, currently we have to focus on the communication between the microservices. Okay. So then later I will explain to you what is actually Eureka discovery client and server. Okay. So that I will explain to you. Okay. So for now, what our agenda is to understand the communication part. Okay. Okay. Great. So now the name I have to give. So name I will give something like this. Currency, currency conversion. Oh, sorry. First is exchange. Currency exchange service. Currency exchange service. Okay. So now I will click on generate to create this particular project. Okay. I will move this to our project. I have created uh, I will just move it here. Currency exchange service. I will do the extract all, extract, and currency exchange service. Let me import this. Mm, just open and currency exchange, select folder, new window. I'll give like trust project. Okay. Okay. So now currency exchange service is there, right? Now I will go to the application property first, the resources and application properties. So here I will mention like the port number which I have want to run my project. All right, right? So I will give like server dot port is equal to, I told that it will run in 8000. Okay, great. Next, Okay. So next part is so we have to create a controller and also we have to create a repository. Okay. And we have to create a getter and set, I mean, the tables and all, right? Because we are using the database, right? So first I will create a repository that is like currency exchange repository. It's an interface. Currency exchange repository. Currency exchange repository. Okay. So in this repository, like what we need to do, we have to do like extends JPA repository. JPA repository, right? So first let's create the table. Then okay, first let me create a table. So new and class and currency exchange. Currency exchange is a class. So this is an entity at the rate ID. Sorry, this is at the rate entity. At the rate ID, we have to write it inside ID. So private long ID, then at the rate column, at the rate column, like name is equal to currency from, currency from private string from. Okay, similarly let me create like a from and to. So this is currency to, currency to, this will be to. Next we have something called as conversion multiple, private double conversion multiple. Next is environment, private string environment. Okay. So for this, what we need to do is we have to generate getter and setters, right click, then generate. Here getter and setter, do control A and okay. Okay. Getter and setters. Next constructor I have to create, generate and constructors. Then I will also create a default constructor also. Right click, go in generate constructor and default constructor. Okay, one default constructor, one parameterized constructor, getter setters. Okay, so now you know that whenever we do the repo, right, we need to mention the type of ID and the table name, right? So the table name is currency exchange, currency exchange. comma, and type of ID. Type of ID is long. Okay. So next, that is like currency exchange. Currency exchange by find by from and to. From and to. So here I have to mention like string from, comma, string to. Okay, this is an interface I'm calling. So now what we need to do is we have to create a controller. Okay, so we have to create a controller. So mainly we are creating a currency exchange. Okay, so you can pass like USD to INR. Okay, so it will give you like for $1. Okay, so if you want to convert from uh, if you want to convert from dollar to INR, what will be your currency exchange? Okay, so like that we are creating. So at the rate repository. Okay, great. So now we created the repo. Then we have to create the controller part. So for controller, I will right click new class. This will be like currency exchange controller. So you know that at the rate rest controller, and I have to auto wire the at the rate auto wired currency exchange, right? Currency currency exchange. So now here I will write at the rate rest controller. Sorry, at the rate get mapping. At the rate get mapping. So here I will type like currency exchange. Okay, currency exchange from. Then I will write like from to slash to. Let me write the method, that is public currency exchange retrieve exchange value. Right, we want to pass from and to as a path variable. So at the rate path variable string from, then at the rate path variable string to. So here I will mention like currency exchange is equal to, we want to auto wire the currency repo also. Auto wired currency repository. So let me copy this currency repository dot find from and to, from comma to. Okay, So see here, from to conversion multiple is also fine, but we have an environment, right? So environment is basically like, for example, the port number of the existing service. Okay, so that will be your environment. So for that, I have to auto over that environment itself. So I will write like at the rate auto environment, right? Environment, environment. Okay, this will give me existing service port number. Okay, so let me store it in a string. String port is equal to environment dot get property. Get property local dot server. Okay, it should be under strings dot port. Now what I have to do is I have to set that one dot set environment and the port number. Okay, so I'm just setting the environment and I will do the return. That's it. I will do return environment. Okay, that's it. Now I have to go to the application properties. In the application properties, I have to define what should be my database name, right? So those properties I have to add here. For H2 database I'm using, right? In MySQL will mention what should be the port number, what should be the database, right? So similarly here also I have to add those properties. So let me mm, add those properties. This all I have completed. Yeah, these values I have to add. Okay. So here I'm mentioning like my database name of the H2 is like testdb. Okay, testdb. So data source initialization and true I have given. Okay, so I have added the properties. Okay, now I will just run this. Edit configuration, add new application, and this will be currency exchange run. And let me add the class apply and run. Let's see now. Okay, let me check why this error is coming. I have the currency exchange, right? Entity, and I did the auto wide, but still it's failing. Okay, okay, okay. So they're telling we should not auto wire this one. Okay, okay, okay. Because it's a table, right? We should not do like that. Okay, let me remove that. Okay, let me run it now. I think now it will work. Let me run. Okay, so now it is started. Okay, it started, but I'm getting a error. Okay, this is different error. So why we are getting this particular error means, see, we have added a Eureka client, right? So if you remember, like we added a Eureka client, I told that we have a Eureka client, right? So we have added it here, Eureka client, correct? So this Eureka client will actually look for Eureka server. Okay. So till now we haven't introduced that server. So it at initially you can ignore this error because you can see that the server is already started. Okay. So Eureka client, then Eureka server will be there. So that concept I will explain to you. Okay. Today or tomorrow I will explain to you what is this actually Eureka client. But the main thing is if you observe properly, it's actually created our currency conversion table and all it's created. Okay, in H2 database it's created. Okay, so now what we do is like I will go to the mm, like local host. This is the console, right? Yeah. So this is the H2 database. So you don't need separate setup and you don't need anything. Okay. So you can open it in the browser. I will click on connect. Yeah. Now you see that the currency exchange table is created. Okay. So now you can do the select star from currency exchange. Oh, it's underscore. Yeah. You see the table is created, but data is not there. Okay. So now what I will do, I will use the insert query to actually insert some values. Insert some values. Let me add some values. So there is a insert command. Insert into table, right? Mm. Let me add, let me insert some records into the table. Let me run it. What happened? Column conversion multiple. Okay. Conversion multiple. Maybe I think there is a spelling mistake, I believe. Conversion multiple. Hmm. Okay, so added the records. Now let me do select star from currency exchange. Select star from currency exchange. You can see that I've added the values. Okay, I've added like INR, USD. I have added. Okay, so now I will use this. Mm. Okay, so now I've added the values, right? Like if I go to the controller, I have to hit this URL. Uh, yeah, currency exchange. Yeah. So here we have to hit this service. Okay, currency exchange slash from to. Okay, so that is what I'm doing here. Local host 8,000 currency exchange from USD to INR. Okay, and if I send the values, click send. Not found. Change. Let me copy this. Let me paste it here. From is USD. I have to convert USD slash to INR. INR. Am I getting any error here? Let me clear my console and let me click send. I'm getting 4 not. Oh, it's a double slash is there. Mm, currency exchange from US to INR. Okay, let me put one debugger and check why this is not happening. Let me stop the server. Hmm. Hmm. Let me check what is the issue. URL mapping wrong. Mapping to currents exchange from. What is the mistake actually in the mapping? What happened? Oh, uh, oh, slash is missing. Okay, you can see that. I think so. Oh, slash is missing. Yeah, slash is missing. Okay, stop and rerun. Hmm. I have missed one slash here. Okay, that was the problem. Hmm. Let me click send now. Okay, now I'm getting different error. Okay, so this is something to do with let me do something like this. Let me check if still the data is there or not. Let me connect. Mm, okay, let me insert and okay. Now let me hit the service once again. Let me clear and Click on send. Huh. Now you see that the values are coming. Okay. You can see that ID from to conversion environment. Okay. You can do like EUR to INR, or you can do like USD, right? You can do like USD to INR. You can do it. Click send, and you can see that USD INR, and you are getting the exchange rate. Okay. So what we did is we have set up the first microservice. This is completed. Currency exchange is running in port number 8000. Now we have to create a currency conversion 8001. Another project we have to call. Okay, we have to create. Now in this currency conversion, we have to call from this service to this service. Okay, currency conversion to currency exchange, we have to do the call. Okay, so any doubts here, you can feel free to ask till here. Nothing we have done. We just created a project, and we just added some values, and we are just making a call. Okay, that's it. Just it is giving me like USD to INR, just giving me the currency exchange. Okay, so
So,
just
sir,
we have tell me.
so
Yeah.
technically there are two services for as of now: currency conversion and the one calling the exchange rate and converting it back and giving the answer.
No, 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 no.
Let's say one service has a list of current exchange rates, and one service has
Yes.
I put a number and I get the answer, but the reference is
Uh-huh.
to another service. Is that what that's what we are doing, sir?
No, 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 not reference to another server. We
Oh,
have just one service. We have one service. So basically, I have to send the INR, or I mean, sorry, USD, EUR, like that. Just added some values in the DB, right? I just added some
correct,
values in the DB.
correct.
So based on the values you pass, it's just giving me the exchange rate. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So now what we need to do, we have to do the currency conversion. We have to create a different server. We have to make a call from currency conversion to currency exchange. Okay. So here what are we doing is, for example, we have to add a property called as quantity. So let's say, see, currently what is happening is like, let's say $1, the cost is like 65 rupees, right? Okay, $1 65. That is what I'm getting. Currently, you see that we have a USD to INR, which is 65. So what I will be doing, I will be adding one more property, that is quantity. So let's say 65 is there, right? Let's say if I buy like a 10, right? 10, like total should be 650. Okay. So like that, it has to calculate. So now what we have to do is, we have to create a currency conversion service. We have to make a call to currency exchange. We have to get the conversion rate, then we have to multiply. Okay, so like that we will be creating currency conversion. Okay, so here in the currency conversion, I'm not doing any server setup and anything. Okay, I just need to multiply, right? So I'm not doing any the server setup, nothing. Okay, so basically, like, you need to understand like how to call from one microservices to another microservices. So that is what you have to understand in this example. Okay, now let me create a conversion, this currency conversion. So name will be, earlier it was exchange, right? This time it will be currency conversion, currency conversion service, currency conversion service. Okay, web I need. So I'm not using any database here, right? I just want to call this the service, right? I will not be using the JPA. I will not be using database. Just a client is enough. Eureka, client is enough. Okay, web and client. That's it. Now I have to click generate. Now let me move this particular project. And just paste it. Let me extract. Currency conversion service, right? Yeah. Now let me okay, open, paste, select folder, new window, test project. Okay, so the Maven is downloading the dependencies for this particular project. Okay, so first, what I will do, I will go to the SRC main resources. I will go to the application property. So this particular project, we have to run it with what? We have to run it with 8001, right? So I will give like server hyphen port is equal to 8001. Okay. Next, we have to add one more property. This one. Great. Okay. Okay. Now this will run in 8001. And what I will do is I will be creating a new class that is currency conversion controller. Currency conversion controller. Currency conversion controller. Okay. So now I have to get the values, right? So I have to get the values and set the values, right? So for that, what I will do is I will be creating I mean, not an entity, just a set, I mean, Pojo class that is currency conversion. Currency conversion. Currency conversion. So here, I will go to the exchange and I need um, few fields. Okay. I need ID, I need from, I need to, I need multiple also I need. Okay. So let me copy some of the fields. Let me add it here. I don't need ID. I don't need column because I'm not using any database. I just need to make a call. Okay. So ID from to multiple. Yeah, I told that we need a quantity, right? We need quantity. Private quantity. Quantity. This will be double. Double. Okay. So next is I have to do the multiplication, right? Okay, quantity is 65, but I have to multiply, right? So for that, total calculated amount. that is private double total total calculated amount.
Sir, a quick question.
Tell me.
String from to what exact? Sorry, I missed that. String
So here
from
we
to
have to
why?
pass
Is it a date? Why it is a
no
strings?
no this one only USD to INR. USA to INR.
So the
We have to
currency code. Oh, okay.
which one? Which one? Currency?
The code, the currency code. That's a currency code. So USD, INR.
Ha ha ha. Yes, yes, yes,
That's why
yes.
it's a string. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was currency.
Yeah, this one we are passing. USD and INR. Please ask all the whatever is there you can feel free to ask. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
So now you can click on go to, and what you can do, we have to generate getter and setters as usual, and constructors, right click, go to, sorry, not go to, I mean generate constructor. So this is parameterized constructor, and one more we need is default constructor. Right click, generate and constructor, and this will be default constructor. Okay. See, you don't have to do like getter and setter. There is something called as LOM book. Okay. So that in project I will teach you like next week. You can add like at the rate getter at the rate setter. That will automatically add this getter and setters. Okay. So that I will explain in the next class. Okay, great. Now we have a controller. Okay. So this is where the things will get interesting. So now what we need to do is we have to make a call, right? From one services to another service. We basically have to make a call from uh, we have to make a call from 8001 to 800, right? Because 800 only we having all the details we are getting, right? So now how to make a call? So here we have to make a call from one project to another, right? We have to specify what is the port number, all those details we have to specify, right? Now to make a call from one service to another service, I will be using something called as REST template. Okay, we have to use something like a REST template. So first let me write the code and I will explain what exactly is that. So this is at the rate REST controller. I have to use REST template. Okay. So let me create a class called as class REST template configuration. Configuration. So here I have to type like at the rate bean REST template. REST template. REST template. REST template builder. Uh, REST template builder. To add any dependency for this, need to check that. Import Dot Spring Framework. I think one dependency we need to add, I guess. That's why I'm not able to import REST template builder. Cannot resolve symbol. Let me check what dependency I have missed. Cannot resolve symbol. This REST template builder. I think one dependency is missing, I guess. Must have been. This is what I wanted.
So ChatGPT mentioned POM dependency. What was it saying, sir?
Uh, I think this web from web only it should come, but why this is not coming? This dependency. Let me add the full path. This path. What is the path? This is the path. Rooters template. Copy this. Mm-mm. Not able to import a CAD Maven dependency. Okay. I think one dependency is missing. We haven't added web only. We have it, right? Oh, okay. That is the Spring Boot Starter Web MVC is added. I think this dependency is missing. Okay, let me add it. Mm, okay. I think now wherever is gone, I guess. No, not yet. Mm,
Updated Maven, you may have to load. IntelliJ IDEA automatically doesn't do nothing like Eclipse.
do the
There
Clean
is an icon
install.
on the right, sir. I
Mm,
also faced it.
clean install. You can do sync also on this one. Mm. Oh, okay, this is different error. Now let me do clean install. Mm-hmm. No builder is needed means we can add this bean it seems. So let's use this bean instead of writing this. Okay. Okay, then let's do one thing. I will remove this. This is also not needed. I can directly add it the application itself here. Like this, we can add import class and import class. Okay. Here I will do at the rate auto add currency exchange. Okay. Auto add. We need something called as REST template. REST template. So here at the rate get mapping. Get mapping. Here I will pass currency conversion slash 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 to slash to, then I have to add a quantity, then quantity. Okay, so let me add like public currency conversion, calculate conversion. Conversion Okay, so we have to give path variables. Okay, one, two, three path variables. At the rate path variable, path variable, string, oops, string from comma at the rate path variable, the rate path variable, string to, then path variable we have to give s- quantity is double, I guess. So double, right? Double quantity. This quantity is there, right? This one is quantity. Great. Next. Hmm. So now we'll take one hash map. Hash map string and string URI variables is equal to new hash map. New hash map here URI variables dot put from comma from, then URI variable dot put 2 comma 2. Okay, now so this is the important line which I'm going to write. Now what we need to do, see, this is the port number, right? 8000, right? So here we have the values, right? So to get the values I will write something like response entity, response entity, currency conversion, and response entity is equal to, have to write something like this. Okay, see here, rest template, rest template dot get for entity. Okay, now like which call you have to make, you have to make a call to this particular service, right? This one, 8000 currency exchange. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. This will be from, and this will be to. Okay, so mainly like see, it's a microservice, right? So in 8000 we already the service is running, so we have to give the path we want to make a call. Okay, so then comma currency conversion dot class comma and URI variables we have to pass here, pass it here. Okay, okay, this is how you can make a call. So we are basically making a call from currency conversion to currency exchange. Okay, okay, now we get the response, right? So the response whatever we get, that will be stored in response entity, correct? So now what I will do currency conversion, currency conversion, currency conversion is equal to response entity dot get entity, yeah, get body, get body. So now I have to do this part. This part I have to do. I have to multiply, right? So this part we have to do. So now I will do like return new currency conversion, currency conversion, currency conversion dot get ID, then from to okay, quantity, comma, then currency conversion dot get multiple, comma, then quantity dot quantity dot why I am not able to do multiply. Multiply. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, let me check. Let me run and let me check. Current file, edit configurations, add new applications. Main class is this one. Okay. Apply. Okay. And let me clear, and this is currency conversion, right? See conversion. Apply and okay. Let me run it. Hmm. So I have to give the port number also, right? Application properties. Hey, 8001 is running. Configuration. Why port is not changing? It's run. I have given 8001, but why still this is going into 800? Mm, mhm. Web server failed to start was already news. Solution one, change the port 8100. Okay, 8100. Okay, I think some 8001 is not running. 8100. This is 8100. I think now it will run, I guess. Clear and let me run. Oh, okay. It's not hyphen, sorry. It's server dot port. I have given hyphen, okay. So, mm, okay, let me run it. So that is the reason. Like when I run, it was like 8080 it's going, okay. So I have given hyphen, it's not hyphen, it's dot. Server dot port, right? I have given hyphen. Okay, now it will run. So I was thinking like, why if I run it's going like 8080 every time? Mm. Okay, so ignore this error because we are running the client, right? So that is the reason we are getting it. So anyway, the server is started. Okay. So now let me hit this service. Let me hit this service. Let me copy this and hmm, local host, local host. What is the port number I have given? 8100, right? Local host 8100 slash, and let me paste it here. Here from will be like USD and 2 will be INR. So let's say quantity is there, quantity, and let me click on send. Okay, I'm getting internal error. So let me see why it's going that clear, and let me hit the same service. Mm, so it's telling cannot map. Different error I'm getting, I think. Hmm. Oh, I have used small letter double. That's the reason. Okay. I will go to the currency conversion, and so here like all are small double I have used, right? So this one they're asking us to change to capital. Commercial class probably has double. Double I have to use everywhere. Mhm. Double, double, and this is also double. Let me remove and let me regenerate it. Generate getter setter. Mm, Generate constructor. Yeah, let me hit the service now. Yes. See hit what is happening now. Okay. See, we have two services, right? One is exchange service and another is conversion service. Okay. So what I'm doing is let me show you the response which I'm getting so that you'll understand better. Uh, where is currency conversion? Yes, this is currency conversion. Sorry, this is currency exchange. Currency exchange. Okay. Now in the currency response, whatever I'm getting, let me show you. This is actually currency conversion. Okay. Now what I am doing is I am making call from currency conversion to currency exchange, right? Now to make a call from currency conversion to currency exchange, we have to use something called as REST template. Okay. So you can see in the currency conversion, see here, I have used this REST template. You see that REST template and you see I'm making call. Okay. So basically from currency conversion to currency exchange, I'm making a call. Now you see whatever the data you have it in the currency exchange, you see the ID, right? USD you are getting, INR you are getting, right? And everything you are getting. So basically I made a call from currency conversion to currency exchange with the help of REST template. So now what will happen? Whatever the values we had, right? All the values will be stored in the REST entity. Okay. So now REST entity, now again I have stored values in currency conversion. Then like see, let's say if I pass 10, right? If I pass 10 into 65, right? 650 I'm getting, right? If I change the quantity, let's say I will change to 50. Now what will happen? 50 into 65. Okay. That will be your multiple. So if I click on send, see 3250 is changing. Okay. So whatever the values I am getting from currency conversion, so that values into quantity I'm multiplying. So mainly here, it's not actually multiplying is important. So here, what is important is when we have multiple microservices, right? So in real time, what will happen is there will be a multiple servers, right? So for example, there will be a product, right? There will be a product, there will be a order, right? So let's say this is the product. There will be order microservices. Then there will be a user microservices. There will be a user microservices. So now let's say product is running in like, let's say 8001, right? Then there will be a order that will run in 8002. Now in the user, we have to make a call to product. We have to use like REST template, right? Then we have to make a call, right? So that is localhost, localhost 8001, right? We have to make a call to this particular service, user service. From user service, we have to make a call to product service. Similarly, user service has to make a call to order services also. So for that, again, we have to call one more service, that is like REST template, right? Then local service, localhost, which is 8002, right? So like that, basically what we understand is, so how to make a call from one microservice to another microservice. Okay. So in our case, what I did is I have created a currency exchange. This is currency exchange. Currency exchange. So currency exchange is running in the port 8001. Now currency conversion is there, right? Currency conversion. This is running in 8100. So now what I did is in currency conversion, I have used the REST template. Then I made call to 8001. Okay. So now whatever the values you have it in the currency exchange, that values you can get it in currency conversion. Okay. So this is what important. This line is the right. This one. This line. So you see here. Oh, sorry. This is running in 8000. Okay, not 8001. It is 800. This is 800. If it is 0, then we have to make call to 800. Okay. So currency conversion is making call to currency exchange. Okay. So that is what we did here. Okay. This is the code here. Okay. This is what. So like this, you can create like multiple microservices. Then you can actually make call from one microservice to another microservice. We just need to specify the port number. After making a call to that particular port, then you can store the response and you can actually return it. Okay. Yes. Please ask any questions if you have.
So just as an extension, just as an idea of thought. So this
Mm.
fixed. So we have currently a fixed exchange rate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a say conversion rate 61, 90, or whatever is the number. Technically, that
Yes.
can again technically
Mm.
connected to some real-time website or something.
Uh,
It's possible.
yeah, we have hard coded in the DB, right?
Correct. Correct.
Currently, yeah, we have hard
Normally,
coded. Uh-huh.
if somebody wants to connect that to some real-time
Mm-hmm.
say web source web page,
Mm-hmm.
that's also possible. No, as a theory, it's possible.
That is also possible. Okay. See, currently, what we did is we have hard coded the values in the DB. Then we are actually retrieving the values, right? Uh,
Right.
Now, what we can do, there is some websites are available. For example, there is something like Open Weather. Okay, so openweather.com. So there, what will happen is like real time. What is the weather is happening, right? For example, let's say if you pass Bangalore, what is the real time weather we have it in Bangalore, right? Similarly, when it comes to the exchange also, for example, what is the today's exchange rate, right? For example, today's exchange rate is for a dollar, maybe think like 85 rupees, right? $1 is equal to 85 rupees, right? So that is also possible. Okay.
Oh,
So like that also we can do. But here what we did is in one microservices we hard coded the values for each exchange rate.
correct.
In another microservice, what we did is we are actually calling that particular server. Then we done the multiply. Then we are actually displaying it. Okay. Okay. So now my recommendation for all of you is what you do is see, it's very simple, right? Like what I did is I have created a currency exchange and I have used H2 database. Okay. H2 database currently is like if I do the restart, the whatever the values I have inserted in the DB, right? That is going off. Okay. So H2 database you can configure like you can configure like in local some DB file you can store the value, you can do the retrieve. Okay. Currently we don't have any server setup, right, for H2 database. Currently we are using in the browser we are using. Okay. So you can configure like some local storage, you can store it in one DB, then you can retrieve like that also you can do. Okay, that is the first part. So what I'm telling is I have created two service. I'm making call from one service to another. Okay. So similarly, what you do, you create two service. Okay. One is probably a product service. One is product service and other is user service. Maybe you can run this in 8001 and this one will be 8002. Okay. Now what you do, let this product service, let it run in either MySQL or H2DB or anything. Okay. So like that you can configure. Now what you can do, from the user service, you have to make call to the product service. Product service. Product service. Okay. So in the user service, whatever the products you have, right? So create one table, add one values. Okay. Add all the values. Then what you can do, you can make a call from user service to product service. Okay. So this is the activity you can give a try. Either you can use H2 database or MySQL database is also fine. Okay. So I will upload both currency exchange and conversion what you have to do is you have to uh, like just take it as a reference and just make a call from one service to another. Okay, currency conversion for you. The activity you can give is you can make a call from product to user. Okay, so give a try and you can come back tomorrow and you can ask any doubt, like if you're stuck with anything, please feel free to ask. Okay. Okay, so we have completed till here, right? So uh, okay, so till now what is completed I will tell you. Yeah, so how to set up the configuration server and client server. Okay, so this is completed, and making a call from one service to another, this is also completed. Okay, so now tomorrow I will explain. We have something like Eureka client, correct? Eureka client. So we have to set up Eureka server. Eureka server. So what is the use of Eureka server? Okay, so that I will explain tomorrow. So today we have seen just intercommunication between two microservices I have covered. So just if you don't have time, at least just import the project, run both services. One is exchange service and another is conversion service, and add some values. Okay, use this insert query and add the some values and just make a call from one service to another. Okay, so try this out and come back tomorrow. If you have something, you can feel free to ask. So tomorrow I will cover this Eureka naming service. Okay, so what is it and why we use it? So that I will cover Eureka server and client. And if possible, tomorrow I will also cover Kafka also. Kafka also will cover. And little bit, let's say, like when when you make a call from one service to another service, right? Like what if another service is not running, right? What if this server is not running? If server is down, so how to display any error messages? So how we can display? So all those topics I will cover tomorrow. That is like fault tolerance. Okay, fault tolerance concept I will explain. So any question, feel free to ask. If not, we'll catch up tomorrow.
Sir, a quick one. So let's say
Yeah.
if there are
Mm.
10 to 20 services in a general
Okay.
theoretical. So
Hmm.
that it will all start from one controller only, right? I mean, the connection will start from, there must be one common point, entry point, which will connect eventually to all the services. Between controller, repository, and all those layers, just thinking how that design will look.
Okay, I will tell you. Actually, we can do many other things. Okay, if time permit, I will explain that. Okay. See, in real time, it's very good question you have asked. Okay. See, what will happen is, mm, uh, you asked me a question that is like, what if I have 10 servers, right? So for 10 servers, there will be like 10 different ports will be there, right?
10
For
services,
example, huh,
services.
yeah,
So
10
how the
different services
scaffolding,
and
how the
10,
scaffolding will look like. Yeah,
10 services will be there and 10 port number also will be there. Correct? So let's
correct,
say
correct.
it starts from 8001 and it starts to 80010, right? In real time, Tejas, is it like each time do I need to specify something like this? Like I have specified, right? The port number. For example, what is the port number you have used? Where is currency conversion here, right? So it's very difficult, right? If I do like local host 800, then currency conversion 8001, 8002, like if you have like 10 port numbers, then lot of confusion will happen, right? Because there are lot of, and you will also confuse like which port number is belongs to what, right?
Right.
That is also there because let's say instead of using 8009, let's say you 8008 if you pass, right? There is a lot of confusion, right? So now to avoid that, what we do, we actually name the server. For example, what is this? 88000, right? So instead of that, what you can do, uh, like, wait a minute. So this whole is there, right? Whole, you can actually remove and you can do like this. So instead of 8001, so what we have to do, we can name the service. That is actually called as naming service. Okay, so what I'm telling is you don't need to call the port number. You don't need to call the port number. Uh, let
So we name the service in the config file. That's what it's
not config file. I
properties.
will explain that concept.
Oh,
I will explain that concept. For example, 800 is there, 8001 is there, and 8002 is there, right? 2 is there, right? Now, what I'm telling is if you want to make a call from 8001 to 800, we have to mention what we have to mention. We have to mention localhost, localhost 800 slash, then the URL, right? That is what we have to mention, right? Now, instead of doing the 800, what we can do, we can actually name this 800 as, let's say we can make this as currency exchange. Currency exchange. Then you don't have to call the port number itself. So whenever you want to you want to make a call to currency exchange, then you can mention like currency exchange slash URL. Okay. So basically, when we have like 10 server, 10 ports, so we don't call with the port number. We will call with the name. Interesting, right? What I'm telling is don't call with the port number, call with the name. So how to configure it? Okay. So for example, I will give you one more example. So let's say you have a user service, right? User service. Okay. Then we have a product service. Product service. Let's say you have order service. Order service. Okay. Now this user service is running in 800. This is running in 8001. Now this is running in 8002, right? Now, if you want to make a call from order service to user service, what we do? We have to pass full path, right? Localhost 8080 slash user service, okay? Then followed by the URL, right? That is what we are making currently, correct? Now, if you want to make a product service, then it will be localhost 8081 slash product service, then followed by URL, correct? This is how we are calling. Now, tomorrow class, what I will show you is you can actually eliminate the port number itself. You can eliminate the port number itself. So instead of that, you can actually like give a name. For example, user service is a name, right? Just use the user service followed by the URL. Okay. So what I'm telling is this itself, the port number itself, you can eliminate. Okay. So how to do it? Tomorrow I will show you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any other question? Okay. So don't stress much. What you do is just take this two project and run side by side and just understand how to make a call from one service to another. That's it. Okay. So tomorrow I will show you how to eliminate this port number, how to name the microservice. Okay. Because if you remember like 800, 801, 802, 803, 8010, what if you by mistake if you pass like a different port number, right? The service itself fail. So instead of that, we make a name to the service, then we will do a call. Okay, very interesting topic. I will explain that. Okay. Okay, so I will upload the project file and just run it and let me know if you have any doubts tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Bye for now and
Thank you.
I will catch up tomorrow. Bye.